Ana Pisonero from the Spanish news agency Europa Press. 2 questions, if I may, Ambassador. The first one would be going up to the compromise of Russian troops to retreat from the adjacent zones. Are the Europeans convinced that they will be able to keep Akhalgori and the Kodori Valley under control of the Georgian government, as it was previous to the conflict? Because I understand that this point was not actually negotiated between the Russian and the European part. And the second question is relating to the international discussions in Geneva. If you could give us a little explanation of why they were suspended within such a short time, and if you expect that the next round, the 18th of November, will go better, and maybe all the parts that have to sit around the table will actually drop off protocol things and really just sit down and try to get this organized. Thank you.
About Akhalgori and the Kodori Valley, these 2 areas are not really adjacent areas in the sense of our agreements. They are, especially Akhalgori Valley, is within the administrative boundaries of South Ossetia. So our claim to go there is based not on the Russian obligation to withdraw from the adjacent areas, but on other considerations. Like, for example, as I mentioned, the task to verify that the Russians indeed withdrew to their previous positions, like by force of our human rights mandate, the conditions under which the civilian population is living there. There are reports that if they want to stay there, they have to accept Russian passports. And I think if the Russians recognize South Ossetia, they also have an obligation to ensure that certain standards are being observed, and forcing refugees to accept a different passport just in order to be able to return to their homes is certainly not one of these standards. So, but again, there's a difference between Akhalgori Valley and the adjacent areas. The adjacent areas, the Russians have fulfilled their obligations, with the single exception of the Perevi checkpoint. So, I mean, as Foreign Minister Kushner has declared during his visit on the 10th of October, this was certainly a positive sign, and we still consider it as such. About the Geneva negotiations, these are really the brief of my colleague, Ambassador Morel. Our task is to do practical work on the ground, to do normalization, stabilization, confidence-building measures, but not the big issues related to the return of refugees and security arrangements above our mandate. I would like to ask you to turn to him.
Okay. If that's all, that's very good. Extremely precise and on time. Anna, you want the last one? Okay, you'll get it then.
Yeah, just if you could give us a little bit more on the transition between the Russian troops. I mean, how does the European Union see this? It was something as well that was not negotiated between the Russians and the European, and how is all this going to fit into it?
The transition?
Well, the building up of Russian troops, Russian regular soldiers on these 2 separatist territories of Georgia.
Yes.
I mean,
well, I mean, about our relations with the Russian troops in the stages before their withdrawal, on which was effected on the 8th of October, we consulted with them and cooperated in a way in a business-like manner. So we were more or less satisfied with that. As far as their stationing is concerned, as you know, we do not recognize the breakaway republics as separate states, and hence there is for us no legal foundation, because the stationing of regular Russian troops is based on friendship treaties, which, if you do not recognize these republics, they have no right to conclude.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ambassador. Very good. Thanks a million to all of you. Have a good weekend.
Thank you.